This is the Peloton Guide. It is not only Peloton's cheapest connected fitness device that they sell right now, but it is also their first foray into strength training with a connected device. Now, this is quite a saturated market, with companies like Vaha and even Tonal in the US taking up a lot of that market share. So the question I want to answer today is, just how does the Peloton Guide stack up against its competition, and is it worth your money? Well, stick around as we do a full review of the Peloton Guide. Let's go. So if you go onto Peloton's website right now, there are two variants of this device available in the UK. The first one is just the guide on its own, and that retails for £275. What you get is the guide, and that is it. If you do feel like splashing the cash though, you can go out and buy a £495 version of this device. What you get for your money there is the guide itself, 3 sets of Peloton branded weights, as well as a yoga mat to work out with. Now, in terms of pricing, I actually think it's very good and pretty competitive at that £275 mark. Thankfully though, you don't actually need to own Peloton weights or a mat to do any of these exercises. You can simply just do body weight exercises, or if you do feel like you want to buy some weights, go ahead and buy some third-party ones. It really doesn't matter. And that is the joy of this. You really don't need a ton of extra accessories other than the camera. But let's go on and talk about the guide. In the box, you of course get the guide itself, a remote control, a HDMI cable, and a USB-C power, as well as a magnetic base. This allows it to sit on top of either your TV or just in front of it, and also gives you a few degrees of movement, both up and down, to allow you to really set it in your space correctly based upon the kind of workout that you're doing. If you're doing a lot more floor workouts, you can just tilt that camera down ever so slightly to allow it better viewing of your space. It is definitely not a light device, however, and that did worry me a little bit. My TV is pretty thin, it's one of the LG C9 models, and I was a little bit worried if putting this heavy device on it might bend it or break it. But thankfully that wasn't the case, and this magnetic base actually made it feel very secure and distributed the weight pretty well, to the point that I didn't feel or worry that it was going to do any damage to my units. On the front of the device, we do of course get that absolutely enormous 163-degree field of view 4K camera. And that's going to be used to track your movements, as well as allow you to view yourself on the screen. That's really all we get up front, other than this really nice Peloton slider, which just lets you shut off that camera when not in use. And its big Peloton branding allows you to brag even easier that you are a Peloton person. On the top and the sides, we get this really nice fabric design, and honestly it looks really nice. Around on the back, we have a physical mute switch for the microphones, as well as all of the connectors, including the HDMI and the USB-C power. That really is all you get with the device. It's really nice and simple, but actually it blends into my space really well, just because of how well designed it was, particularly with the fabric sides. Setup was an absolute breeze. Normally with this kind of equipment you are required to have a lot of space, but thankfully with the guide this really isn't the case. Because of that much higher field of view camera, you're able to get in a lot more space for your camera. Realistically, your space will want to be about 4.5 feet by 6 feet, and that is about 2 yoga mats worth of space in front of your TV. This is a really good amount of space to have, and I find that most households will have this. Normally when it comes to this kind of thing, I'm squeezing these kinds of equipment in, particularly with the Peloton bike. I technically didn't have the space for it, but I made it work all the same. It probably is worth noting here though that the guide does actually require you to have a TV or a monitor. You can't run this device off of your bike or tread screens. This seems like a slightly counterintuitive move from Peloton here, purely because you've already got the sliding screen of the Bike Plus. Not having an ability to actually connect this up does seem strange, so just bear in mind that in your space you will need a TV to actually connect this thing up to. Once I'd plugged in the device and started that setup process, it was an absolute breeze. I used the remote to connect up to Wi-Fi and log into my Peloton account. Thankfully though, if you already own a bike or a tread, then your membership for the guide is already included in what you're paying in that £39 a month. That's not bad, I suppose. If you're just buying the guide though, they do have a couple of different price brackets. For the first year, you're going to be paying only £22 per month. Then you'll be bumped up to that £39 a month after that. So just keep in mind that if you do buy this device, you will have to continually pay monthly if you want to keep accessing the service that Peloton provides. Once I was all logged in, I was ready to do the setup of my space. And this is where that camera kicked in and you could see just how wide of a field of view this actually was. It distorted quite heavily around the edges, but they have some kind of technology in the background that allows you to smart frame and you see a lot less of that distortion. But basically all that's going to happen is you're going to see a square box around you, and as you move, that box will either enlarge or get smaller based upon the kinds of movements that you're doing. As long as you've got that box around you, you know that this device is tracking you perfectly. After this, I did a few moves with one of the instructors who just taught me a little bit about how the guide works and what to expect during a workout, particularly with the movement tracker. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Once I was done there, I was ready to connect up a heart rate monitor. A lot of people have been having trouble with heart rate monitors right now. For some reason, third-party Bluetooth ones aren't connecting properly as they should. However, if you have the Peloton heart rate strap, then it will just connect perfectly and everything will work. And you can clearly see that both of these products were designed to work together. Originally, the heart rate monitor was meant to be in the box with the guide, but to get that much lower price point, they just ripped it out, and this is fine. However, I do wish that they'd allowed for Apple Watch support as they have on their tread and their bikes. So hopefully they'll be rolling out some updates in the coming days to fix any Bluetooth issues people are having with their heart rate monitors. I was particularly impressed by the guide's user interface. My biggest problem when it comes to strength training and fitness apps is filtering classes. Most apps just sort of sort by upper body or lower body, there's no in between. However, with the guide, Peloton have actually thought about this and they allow you to actually search by a particular muscle group that you want to work. For example, if you want to work your triceps and biceps but not your shoulders and back, you can simply search for tricep and bicep workouts. Sorting by body part really does allow you to work out your way. If you want to beef up your biceps, then you can go ahead and do that. This of course really isn't needed, but it is a really nice plus to have because it allows a much more granular experience when choosing a workout or what kind of part of the body that you want to work out. On the home screen, you will be given in your top corner exactly what kinds of body parts you've been working out recently. For me, it's been a lot of leg days, so my upper body needs a little bit of love. So what it's gone ahead and done is it's chosen a few guide-based workouts that will allow me to work on my upper body, be that my arms, my shoulders and my back, to really round off my workout experience. Let's talk about actual workouts though, and I think this is where the guide is going to split a lot of people. Peloton doesn't actually track each individual rep, however it tracks movement as a whole. And what this allows you to do is for you to work out at your own pace. You don't have to really push yourself to reach those 20 reps that the instructor is pushing for. As long as you are doing your best, that movement indicator will fill up. And it really does feel empowering at the end of a workout when you see you've had 100% of your movement rings filled up. Even if you didn't manage to get the exact reps that they were asking for, you feel like you've worked out to the best of your ability. There's also no posture correction here either. Instead, Peloton has a self mode, which allows you to see yourself up against the instructor. This is very much like owning a mirror or looking in the mirror. You're able to see yourself and consciously correct your own posture, making you much more accountable for your workouts. I actually prefer both of these methods over counting reps and actually telling me what I'm doing wrong, because it makes me a lot more conscious of how I'm approaching my workouts, and it's something that I've never really seen before. I actually feel that this method is a lot less hand-holdy. It's not telling you exactly what you're doing wrong, it's up to you to decide what you're doing wrong and to approach it yourself. If you really want to be counting reps and you want to have your form actually criticised and analysed, then this is not the device for you. During all of my workouts, I found that the tracking was absolutely rock solid. Be that when I was on the floor, reaching high, or everywhere in between. I like the ability to change the screen layout to fit my preferences as well. I could see more of me, less of me or not see me at all. That one seemed a bit weird and counterintuitive, but if you really want to do that, you can just have the instructor up on screen. Obviously, this is Peloton, so you are also going to get all your leaderboards along the right-hand side, as well as on the left-hand side, giving you a breakdown of what's coming up, any songs that are playing, and your heart rate and stride score if you have a heart rate monitor connected. This feels very, very familiar to anyone who's done Peloton workouts in the past. You'll feel right at home here. There is some voice commands here as well if you want to use them. Personally, I don't see myself using them, but you can just say, "Okay Peloton, pause the workout," or something similar, and it will work. 95% of the time I found it worked fine, but I just don't really see myself using it and think it's a little bit gimmicky. However, it is nice to be able to use this if you just can't find the remote. And let's talk about that remote real quick. Controlling the guide and accessing your workouts is not a great experience, and that is purely down to having to use a remote. In 2022, I really don't understand why we have to have a completely separate remote to connect to this device. We all have a smartphone and we all have the Peloton app installed if we're going to be using this. So why can we not just cast to the guide or even use our phone as the remote? This would make a lot more sense because this remote is pretty small and will probably get lost really, really quickly, particularly in my household. On the plus side, the actual controller feels fine. It feels nice in the hand and the buttons feel clicky and tactile. However, the rubber front is a little strange. I feel like over time, this is just going to get absolutely destroyed and this remote is not going to look very good. Let's head back to sessions though, because I think it's really important to say that during my workout sessions, I actually did find myself being a lot more critical of my form, more than I have ever done before, purely because I can now see myself and I now understand what I'm doing. It really has changed the way that I work out, especially compared to how I've done so previously. I'm already noticing a massive difference in my workouts, purely because I feel like I'm a lot more confident, I'm getting a lot more out of my workouts because I have the correct posture and the correct form. I can already see myself using this device in my everyday or every week routines just because of how simple and easy and intuitive it was to pick up and start using. So what kind of content can we actually consume with the guide? Well, that's a really good question and there is quite a lot here. Obviously you get all your on-demand classes. There are a ton already set up for the guide, mainly strength right now. There will be some yoga in the future we believe, but at the moment we are only getting strength workouts. We are also getting a ton of dedicated classes that you will not be able to take without the guide. For instance, the floor boot camps with Jess Sims and Selena Samoa. They're going to bring HIIT cardio and strength together into a 12-week class and I'm so excited to give this one a try. Split programs is a more traditional style of strength training with the option to use heavier weights and is intended to really build your muscles. The 3 and 5 day intermediate and advanced classes will be led by Robin, Callie and Matty, and that's coming on April 18th. So there's not a ton of content right now, but there is in the lineup, and I can't wait to get stuck into some of these workouts, particularly that split one there. We also obviously have a strength roll call as well. This is going to be all of the strength live classes that are going to be integrated with the guide. So you're still going to get that Peloton live experience that you know and love from the bike and the tread. Outside of exercising with the guide, what can you actually do with it? Because this is connected to your TV, and the answer is not a lot, unfortunately. I really do wish that we could use more applications and use it outside of its intended purpose for a workout machine. This is basically a glorified Android TV box, so I'd have loved to have seen some of those other services like Netflix and Spotify on here as well, to allow it to really become the hub of my home. We've got a really nice big camera on the front there. Imagine being able to take a Skype call or a Zoom call with my friends and family by just having it on top of my TV and chatting away. This is the kind of thing that Vaha does very, very well. Their connected mirror actually has a few different applications built into it that are outside of the normal workout routines. I really hope Peloton opens this up in the future to allow us to have a much more unified TV experience rather than just having this one device which only really has one purpose. To me, I think the guide is best suited to beginners and intermediates. People who are more than willing to watch and improve their own posture without counting reps or pushing themselves too hard. If you're an advanced user and you want to count every single rep and you want those micro changes to be noted, then this really isn't for you and you should probably look elsewhere. Potentially when the tonal comes to the UK, that would be a better device for you. It is admittedly a little bit weird to have this camera on all the time and watching you while you work out. Thankfully though, Peloton say that actually they don't process any of this data off of device. Nothing ever goes up to the cloud. Any kind of recognition that it does on device. So any audio recordings that it does for its voice commands are processed on device. It also works out your face and who you are, so it can best tailor your programs to you. This is fine and very, very normal. Thankfully, there isn't going off of device and you can see all of their privacy policies online and on the device as well. Of course, if you don't want the camera looking at you all the time, just switch it off and power it down at the back. Overall then, for its drastically lower price than first announced, what do I actually think of the guide? I absolutely love this device. I can really see myself integrating it more and more into my workout routines because it is just so simple and well laid out. At the end of each workout, you actually get a breakdown of how well you did, what parts of the body that you worked out the most, and also just a score. And that's really nice to see because it motivates me to keep going and to understand what parts of my body I'm potentially not working out as much as I should be. Anyway guys, what do you think of the guide? Are you tempted by this or do you think it's just a little bit of a gimmick? Let me know in the comment section down below, and of course, my name's been Robert, this has been Review Clue and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.